going on, everyone? Back with another video. We're down here at St Kilda Beach today. Beautiful weather. I've just finished work, so want to make the most of the sun while it's not raining. Oh, Ferrari. Very nice. Anyway, we're on the S1000. She's running good. I've just purchased a new Arrow full system exhaust, which is coming from Italy, I believe, and I paid for express shipping, so hopefully it should arrive within a week or two. Fingers crossed. I'm just running like a Pro Race slip-on at the moment. It's like a little 2 black cans. Still has all of the existing headers and mid-pipe and the pre-muffler box and cats, and so it's not that loud. The Arrow exhaust is going to be louder. It shoots flames, so should be sick. Really looking forward to it. Imagine the quick shift pops, you know, every time you shift up, it'll be boss. I don't think I've made a review on my S1000 before. Why did I go with the BMW S1000 instead of other leader bikes? Well, to be honest, it may have just been the used market when I was buying them, but everything was expensive. Whether you go R1, Kawasaki, they're all about the same price, really. So I bought this used, for context. I've always been a BMW fan since I was a kid. So my dad and grandpa both owned BMWs. I've got a photo somewhere of me washing my dad's E36 when I was about 2 years old. So that car was new at the time, and perhaps it ingrained in my memory, you know, like from that moment on I was just a BMW fan. After the E36, he replaced it with a E46 sedan in navy blue. It's a manual. He really regrets not keeping it, to be honest. Oh, nice Porsche in orange. What is that? Targa. Nice. Oh, look at the Ferris wheel. I could get some sick photos of that later. That's dope. Oh, can you imagine the sunset behind it with that Ferris wheel? Dope. Anyway, back on track. So, oh look, there's an E39. See that E39? The silver one? That was my first car. My first car. It was sick. It's a bit of an old man's car, I thought. But recently it's become a bit of a cult classic. Like, people love... they say it's like, oh, the last proper BMW ever made, sort of thing, and the prices are going up accordingly. Anyway, back to the story. So my dad had a navy blue E46 in manual, and unfortunately it was stolen at one point. And he went to the BMW dealer and he put a deposit down on a E90, which was new at the time. That was the new series. And a month... Well, what the hell? A Ferrari? Dude, okay. So what was the first car? Oh yeah, it was Ferrari, Porsche, Targa, and then another Ferrari. I guess the sunny weather brings everyone out to enjoy the toys. Back to the original story. So the BMW E46 was stolen. Dad put a deposit down on a E90 and it was being delivered. It would take about a month or so to come in. And in that month, the police recovered the E46. They found it miles away, like middle of nowhere, dumped in the bush somewhere. And it obviously had been crashed by the thieves who took it. So he cancelled the order on the new car and he drove the E46 around for a bit, and he just said it never felt the same to him. It may have been psychological, but since it was stolen, kind of had a bad taste in his mouth about it, so traded it in on the E90, so he got the E90. But he really regrets not keeping that E46 to give to me as my first car. You know, a manual E46, that would have been dope. My current car, my E46, I've got it's only a 320 CI, so a 2.2 litre 6-cylinder. But it's got a nice note to it, and it handles brilliantly in the twisties. It just lacks a bit of oomph on the highway. You can't really overtake people that quickly, but that's why, you know, I've got an S1000 for when I want to go fast. Anyway, my grandpa bought that new in 2004, and I remember he picked us up from school, my sister and I, one day, and a kid in my class ran up to him and was like, "Oh my god, Tom, is this your grandpa's car? This is sick." And my grandpa was quite a reserved, like, soft-spoken guy. Like, he just kind of just smiled to himself and had a bit of a giggle, thinking, oh, this 10-year-old thinks I'm so cool. Yeah. Anyway, so I have some sentimental value for that car because of those experiences. But anyway, eventually Grandpa got too old to drive. It wasn't really safe for him to drive, so the car sat for 2 years unused. and they were going to sell it. And I thought, you know what, I love Beamers so much and it's got sentimental value, I'll just buy it. So I ended up buying it, and I still have the car today, which is nice. I've been considering restoring it. It's in pretty good condition, like the interior is mint. There's one owner since new, being my grandpa, and being a more elderly driver, and you know, he wasn't hooning around in it, so like the engine's super tight. So perhaps I just restore it back to kind of new condition and, you know, keep it in the family. Okay, so back to the bike story. You're up to date with my BMW fanboy history. So I thought, what about a BMW bike? Like the S1000s have always got such great reviews. I was really curious to try one for myself. And, you know, being, obviously it's a leader bike, powerful, but in terms of a road bike, it's quite good as well, like comfortable, relatively comfortable, right? For a sports bike, it's relatively comfortable. Obviously the, like, more upright, like, single R, S1000 single R would be more comfortable than this, but to be honest, I have done 12-hour days on this bike, and it's fine. I don't get any more sore than I would on any other bike. My Ninja 300 was upright, and you know, I'd still got a sore ass from that bike. So like, I don't think any bike is supremely comfortable unless you go for like one of those like a GS or some sort of touring bike that's got massive padding in the seat. Maybe then you'll be ultra comfortable, but you know, I buy a bike for fun, man, not comfort. If I want comfort, I'll just sit in my car. Heard good reviews about the S1000 being comfortable road bike, and it is, because like I took out the R1 for a test ride, and I understand, you know, these bikes are kind of designed for track, right? So I'm not expecting supreme comfort, but that R1, man, the stock seat's like sitting on a wooden plank, and I found the throttle to be a bit robotic. I know they're ride-by-wire these days, but even so, like the throttle felt really artificial on the R1 that I rode. I'm not sure if they're all like that. Another bike I considered, Panigale. I took the 959 out for a test ride, but it's true what they say, the Panigales run very, very hot. It wasn't even a hot day, it was only like 23 degrees, and my right leg was just burning, like it was so hot. And the 959, I know it's a middleweight, but it really wasn't that much faster than my Daytona. So I thought, well, what's the point of upgrading? And I guess above that, yeah, there's the V4, and I'd love a V4 one day, despite the heat of it. I'd love a V4, but man, they're like, what, 35 grand new? And it's like, oh, that's a lot of coin. So maybe I'll own a Panigale one day, but I'm just having fun riding the S1000 for now. So in terms of features, you've got cruise control. Now cruise control on a bike, it's you'd think it'd be a bit of a gimmick. You'd think cruise control would be a bit of a gimmick on a sport bike, like why would you need that? But if anything, it's more important on a sport bike, because you get tired of being hunched over all the time, so to be able to just chuck it in cruise control and stretch your back and stretch out your arms a bit, brilliant. And when you're riding to the twisties, which is like an hour and a half on the highway, it's nice not to have your wrist in the same position for so long. Heated grips in Melbourne, where it gets quite cold in winter here, they're like a necessity. I love heated grips. Some of the new models, I'm not sure S1000, but some of the new BMWs and Triumphs have a heated seat option as well, which would be pretty sick. Oh damn, look at the beach, everyone's out enjoying the sun. This is what I love about daylight savings. Like, you wouldn't think it's 6, what is that, quarter to 7? Jesus, quarter to 7. You know, I finish work and come down to the beach. You think it's like 3 o'clock right now. It's awesome. You can get some riding in. Beautiful. Now, what else do I love about S1000? It's got different modes, which is helpful. When I first jumped to a leader bike, it's a big power jump, so I kept it in sport mode at first. And the throttle's just not as aggressive. You still have the full power, but it's just not as intimidating for someone jumping from a smaller capacity bike. And there's also rain mode, which I very rarely use, but in a torrential downpour, you know, like the roads are flooding and you're riding in the city where there's like tram tracks that are metal and very slippery, it's nice to have some extra traction control to kind of cover your butt. So my friend recently bought the Aprilia RSE4, and he let me ride it, generous enough to let me ride it. And that thing is a monster, my guy. Like, it's so fast, and it has so much more mid-range than this bike here. But if anything, it seems a bit more track oriented. Like, under 60 kilometers an hour, the throttle's quite sensitive and choppy. It's just a little bit hard to ride, that's all. But it was super fun, and he's got a full system on it, and it's so loud, and you know, pops and crackles, and it's certainly an experience riding that. But he agreed, the S1000 is a little bit easier to ride for the street, but a lot of reviews say, look, the S1000 lacks character compared to, say, Panigale, RSV4, R1, you know, those sort of bikes. But I love it. I love, whoa, what's going on here? Wait, what do we got? Fire truck, Ambo, 3 police cars. 2 Ambos. What the did someone, oh dude, did someone jump off the cliff or something? Dude, 3 Ambos. What's happened? 4 Ambos. What's happened here? Jesus. Oof, those pops, man. I can't imagine what my bike's going to be like with the full system. Is it going to be too much? That's what I'm worried about. I don't want obnoxiously loud exhaust. I just want a bit of a nicer note. Dude, look how sick this view is. Got the ocean, got the beach, got the pier, got some submarine looking thing. Where can I park? I want to park. Can I park in here? Yes I can. Alright fam, just enjoyed the sunset down at Black Rock on the beach. Super sick weather today, just had a burger down by the beach. Another Ferrari. I'd like to buy a Ferrari to match my Panigale Ducati. You know? Make a bit of bolognese for my mama. Then ride home on my Ducati. Hey, check out that building. The cube. Reminds me of like the first house you would build on Minecraft, where you've just got no shape to it. It's literally just a cube. They probably sell for like, oh, speaking of, look, speaking of the devil, Ducati. That's funny as. I hear an exhaust. I think that's Serge. Oh yeah, that's him.
Hey dude.
Hey man, look to your left. Do you see? Do you see me?
I can't see you.
What? Look towards the beach. It's a nice Z3. Very nice. Now, where is Sergi boy? Howdy. Howdy ho, neighborino. Dude, there's so many nice cars out.
Yeah, Lambos and shit.
Ferraris, Porsche, Lambo.
I was thinking if we get them here, we can get a really good photo.
Yeah. And you got the sunset and like all these nice clouds.